I'm Diana Delsky, and I'm co-director of this play.
I am Riley Grossman-Lumpert, and I'm the other co-director of this play.
Welcome everyone to tonight's show. I know that it is a far different show than anyone is used to, but we are proud of how far our actors have come and the story that you all get to see tonight.
But we can't just be proud of our actors. It is thanks to everyone on the crew as well for helping us get to this point. We have all put in an awful lot of work to make sure that the show you are about to see is as good as it will be. But I also want to give a special thank you to Maureen Paraventi, who is in the audience right now. Thank you so much for writing this play and allowing us to perform it. I hope we live up to your expectations.
We hope that you enjoy the show, so sit back, relax, pet your animals, and pop some microwave popcorn.
And without further ado, may we present Antares Awaits.
No. I think my car's been stolen. It's gone.
Stolen? Is that what you really think?
Don't start. I don't need your shit right now.
Let's think this through logically. You went outside and your car is not where you parked it. Sure, it could have been stolen. That is a possibility. Crimes like Grand Theft Auto happen every day.
I'm going to call the police.
Really? Is that what you're going to do? Because your car could have been transported up into an alien spacecraft. Maybe the aliens want to study our primitive modes of transportation.
Quiet, I'm trying to think.
Or maybe there was an incredibly powerful tornado that struck only this area and spun your car up into the air. Then it got tossed over into the next county, where it probably landed in the middle of a cornfield. Did you catch the news? Were there any reports about a random, very quiet, extremely precise tornado?
You are not amusing.
During the following, Vicky paces upset.
Excuse me?
Ruby gestures at the jacket aggressively.
Or maybe your car got repossessed. What would cause that to happen? Let's see. You're way behind on car payments, been getting threatening letters from a collection agency for months, and now, mysteriously, your car vanishes. Poof, like magic.
Oh, craptastic. I just got a text.
Your car's been repoed?
My car got repoed.
Unfortunate, but hardly surprising, wouldn't you agree?
Nice. Rub salt into the wound.
Just trying to keep you grounded in some sort of reality.
This is just a hiccup. It's not going to slow me down. Maybe I can borrow your car when I need to go somewhere.
The Jaguar? Oh, that's a good one. Afraid not. Not a chance.
But what about when you go on your next book tour? You won't need it while you're away.
It'll be safely stored in VIP parking at the airport.
You'd rather pay for that than... Forget it. Just forget it. I'm not gonna beg. I'll borrow Joe's car when I need one.
Of course you will.
You don't mind?
Crumbs. His wife does.
Care what Amber thinks.
Yes, you do.
During the following, Vicky gets up and makes a half-hearted attempt to tidy the room up. She picks up items of clothing, puts them unfolded in drawers, straightening stacks of papers.
She's got it all. The husband, the house, those bratty kids from her previous marriage, that SUV.
You wouldn't want an SUV even if you could afford it. That's way too suburban Susie for you. Of course, now that I think about it, what would be a sufficiently bohemian vehicle for a tortured artist like yourself? What do tortured artists drive these days? Hey, that should be on bracelets and memes. WWHD. What would Hemingway do? He'd have a drink. That's what he'd do.
Did you know she was a cheerleader in high school?
The nerve of her.
A cheerleader named Amber. Perfect. What a cliche.
She should be ashamed of herself.
And now she's got Joe.
You didn't even want him. Remember? You think he's boring.
She won. She has it all. A house, a career doing, I don't know, something at some company. I know she goes off to work every day.
You spend a lot of time looking out that window, don't you?
All I have is my talent, my creativity. Amber. I can't believe he ended up with a woman named Amber. There is absolutely no reason for Amber to resent me like she does.
Except that you, her husband's ex-girlfriend, are living in a room over her garage.
Joe's garage.
They're married, so it's her garage too. Let's take a look at this situation and try to be impartial. Amber's husband's ex-girlfriend, which is you, is living in her backyard, 20 yards from her house, where you come into contact with her husband, a man you've slept with frequently. Not a lot of women would dig that.
This is temporary. I'm about to hit it big. I can feel it. Literary agents will be fighting to represent me. Living here, rent-free, gave me the time I needed to write Palm Tree Pipe Dreams, and it is the best thing I've ever written. It's the next great American novel.
Do you know how many books are submitted to publishers each year?
I can't hear you.
How slim your chances are?
La, 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 la. I can't hear you. Palm Tree Pipe Dreams will get published. After a bidding war that drives the price up into the high six figures, then the rest of my life will fall into place. People will finally, they'll see that one big one. That's all I need. It'll make everything make sense. All the people who think I'm a joke, they'll see. The guys that I
drove away.
That's not what. I'm a lot to handle, okay? I admit it. But I'm not going to make myself less than just to fit in, make other people feel comfortable. And you don't accomplish something big unless you shut out all the noise, all the people who doubt you, and just drive relentlessly toward it. No matter what other people think, I just need one big win.
It is a good book.
Yeah?
It's the best thing you've ever written.
You mean it?
But you're pinning all your hopes on this one book. No matter how good it is, it's still a long shot. What if it doesn't?
It has to. And, of course, it'll get made into a movie. As long as it's done right. Like To Kill a Mockingbird.
You're comparing your novel.
Who cares about a repoed car? It had a big dent in the passenger side anyway.
That's the spirit. Look on the bright side.
I don't need your sarcasm. My fortunes can change just like that.
Sure they can.
It's true.
Mm-hmm.
You'll see.
Okay.
Don't you have something to do other than getting up in my business and trying to harsh my mellow?
I'm all caught up. The final draft of my latest novel is on its way to pre-press. Right now, I'm just doing a little online shopping. Those royalties aren't going to spend themselves, you know.
You just can't help yourself, can you?
Here's a radical idea for you. Why don't you get a job? A real one, I mean. Something that would allow you to actually pay some bills, buy a car, get your own place. You know, do the things that most grown-ups do when they're taking responsibility for their own lives, that is.
I don't care about material possessions. I'm an artist.
You're a joke.
That one agent said that she really liked my writing. She thought I had an authentic voice. She just didn't feel like she could take my novel to publishers. It wasn't the right fit.
For any of them, it wasn't the right fit for one single publisher. What does that tell you?
It tells me they lack vision. Gone with the Wind was rejected by 40 publishers before one publisher with vision finally accepted it. And then look what happened. I'll bet people scoffed at Margaret Mitchell when she was spending all that time writing that story. Margaret, why don't you come out on the verda and have some mint juleps with us instead of shutting yourself up in that room working on your little story?
You're comparing your book
And I
to...
did have that job for a while in the booth at the parking structure.
Oh yeah, where'd you find that one again? Jobs for people with no practical skills.com?
It didn't give me enough writing time. I kept getting interrupted by people leaving and wanting to pay.
The nerve of them! People can be so selfish.
I don't care what you think. I'm going to keep putting my heart and soul into this. I was born to be a writer. It's my passion. I don't care how long it takes for the world to recognize my talent. I am not going to give up. And you know what? That sci-fi novel I wrote and self-published?
The one that didn't make any money?
Oh yeah? It has actually sold some copies.
How many?
Like some? I'd have to check.
How many?
Like 4.
Wow, you're practically rich.
4 total strangers bought a book I wrote. It's kind of funny. Sci-fi isn't even my favorite genre, but I thought, why not give it a shot? It all helps hone my craft.
Thank God you use a pen name. Ransom Weberly. What an idiotic nom de plume.
You want me to make money, yet you're making fun of me for trying to write for money? Charles Dickens was paid by the word. F. Scott Fitzgerald wrote for money.
Oh no, you did not just
You cannot destroy my spirit with your snide comments, no matter how hard you try. I will persevere. Someday, some agent will see the worth of my writing and get me into the door of the publishing industry. And then, boom, I will take the literary world by storm. My book will be at the top of the New York Times bestseller list in the fiction column. I will be a successful writer. Money will flow my way. All my needs will be met. I'll be happy.
Not those stupid affirmations again.
They're not stupid. You're stupid.
Don't you have some clown porn to write, Ransom Weberly?
Yeah.
Ah, yes, your inspiration.
It helps get me in the mood.
At least you make money at the clown porn, although not that much.
Well, it's not very challenging. Although the clown thing does put a little bit of a spin on it. Mainly just costumes. I come up with a scenario and characters like a woman comes into a laundromat with her laundry and a clown is in there. And he's taking his clothes out of the dryer like giant polka dot pants. And he looks at her and
I'm sorry, did I give you the impression that I was interested in your process?
then I write some introductory dialogue. And then the actors pretty much improvise after that. A lot of oohs and oh yes, that feels so good. Do it some more.
Don't forget, yes, right there. Don't stop.
And then I have to come up with titles that are sleazy, but also kind of funny. That's not easy. Like Dr. Rod and Nurse Betsy make a house call. They're wearing clown costumes when they do that, of course.
Meh.
Come on. Dr. Rod? Rod? That's funny. And trying to find new ways to, sexual scenarios, that's not easy. It's all been done before.
I'm surprised you even remember how it's done.
Shut up! Shut up!
Ooh, maybe that's Dr. Rod making a house call in his giant clown shoes.
Will you?
Hey, Vicky. How's it going? I see you're busy writing. Anything, happening with that?
Well, I'm waiting to hear back from some agents. I really think this latest novel, Palm Tree Pipe Dreams, is going to crack it wide open. This is the one. I can feel it. But even so, Joe, remember, this is a marathon, not a sprint. You know, Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone got rejected a dozen times before a publisher realized it had potential.
You're now comparing yourself to J.K. Rowling. Oh, that is so...
Right.
It's only a matter of time before one of my novels gets published by a real publisher, not self-published.
Yeah. I sure hope that happens for you soon. It'd be great. But, look.
I'll make a shit ton of money, and I'll be able to pay you back all the cash I borrowed.
Please don't mention those loans to Amber. I'll never hear the end of it. And, speaking of Amber, I'm really sorry, but you're going to have to move out.
What? Joe, I'm sorry about the pizza. I mean, it was left over in the fridge. I didn't think anybody would miss it.
Wait, you came into my house and took food?
Well, you didn't. The door was unlocked. I was just going to borrow some.
Never mind. It doesn't matter.
It was just some cold pizza. I won't do it again. Come on, Joe.
Cold pizza is the best.
That's not why. Look, Amber's mother is moving back here from Florida. She misses the grandkids, wants to spend time with them, see old friends, that type of thing. Turns out she doesn't like the heat after all. And Amber thinks, well, why should her mom pay for a condo when we have this perfectly good room over the garage where she can be close to the family and save money all at the same time?
Really? What are you thinking, Joe? You're gonna make an elderly woman climb those stairs every day?
She's only 63, and she runs marathons. I don't think a flight of stairs is going to be a problem for her.
Ah, score one for Joe.
It gets cold up here in the winter.
I've got a space heater in the basement she can use.
You didn't offer to let me use the space heater. I didn't even know you had one. You didn't care that I was freezing away up here? Oh, and speaking of temperatures, it's beastly hot up here in the summer. Sweltering? Really? She's going to be miserable.
Vic, don't make this harder than it is. You being here in my garage is just not a good situation.
You forgot to mention that she's not paying you any rent.
I never meant to stay here this long. I've just had some bad breaks. And you've been so generous about letting me use this place. You're such a good-hearted, generous guy, Joe.
Yeah, butter him up like you usually do.
We need this room. That's all there is to it. We just need you to leave. Amber's mom needs a place to live.
During the following, Vicky gets closer to Joe, who tries to evade her.
Do you want me to leave, Joe? Or is this some excuse for getting me out of here that Amber cooked up? I know she resents me. She knows you and I had something special. Even if it didn't last. It was great, wasn't it? What does she think? That I'm going to try and get you back even though you're a married man now? Maybe she senses that there's still something between us. Joe, don't deny it. And God, you're still so hot. You are, you know? You look great. You've been working out. I can tell.
Well, actually, I haven't had
So
time.
jealous of me because I'm creative and she's not. I have talent. So now she's using some bogus excuse to get about her mother to get me out of the picture. Why are you letting her manipulate you like this? Joe, you have a backbone. Use it. You get some say in what goes around here. Do you even like her mother? Have you thought about what it's going to be like having a mother-in-law living virtually right on top of you? If she's the interfering type, which she probably is, judging by Amber, you'll be miserable. It's bad enough that you're being henpecked by one woman. Once Amber's mother gets here, they'll double team you. You'll be henpecked squared. You won't have a moment's peace in your own home.
Well, actually, I get along all right with her mom.
Joe, we meant something to each other once. We still do. We're friends. Friends who are intimate, who saw each other naked. Doesn't that count for something? Are you just gonna throw me out onto the street? Make me homeless?
Vicky, you've had plenty
Joe,
of time.
I still care about you. I don't know why we didn't last as a couple.
I do.
Me too.
Okay, yes, I'm a little complicated, I admit it. I have an artistic temperament. Don't you want to support the arts? Be patron of the arts?
I want to keep peace in my house. Make my wife happy so that I see smiles, not frowns. That type of thing. Happy wife, happy life. I'm a simple guy, Vic. I get enough stress at work. I don't need it at home, too.
She hates me.
She doesn't hate you. But this was supposed to be temporary. Remember? You got evicted, called me in a panic, and I said, yeah, you can stay here for a while. It's been a long while, and now we need the space.
Amber hates me.
Her friends give her a lot of crap, like, your husband's ex-girlfriend is living over your garage, that type of thing. Somebody asked her if I was a Mormon. If you two were sister wives, like...
Well, that's just ridiculous.
It does sound like a good premise for your next clown porn.
Your kids want to know why there's a lady living in the garage. The point is, it's time for you to move on. Her mother's coming at the end of the month, so you've got about 3 weeks to find a new place to live and clear all your things out of here.
3 weeks? You've got to be kidding.
You had to know this was not going to last.
I'll even help you move.
That's big of you.
And help you find a job so you can pay rent somewhere.
Great.
Joe crosses to the exit and stops.
Oh, and that woman is back.
What?
She got a copy of your book with her.
What?
She crosses to the window and looks out.
Oh, shit. What is she doing here?
Same thing as before. Waiting for Ransom Weberly to come out.
Actually, she's waiting for the Fredinia Preceptor. I thought you said you read it.
Oh, I tried to. I don't really like science fiction.
The Book of It Never At is about a group of people. They call themselves Seekers.
He actually didn't ask what it was about.
And they've had these terrible lives, like they were abused as kids or alcoholics or depressed or something like that. And because they're so unhappy, they're on the quest to find enlightenment or God. They travel all over the world looking for something that will lift them to a higher state of consciousness. Then, one night, they're out in the desert, camping under the stars. And one of the women gets struck by this really strange looking blue lightning. That's how she becomes the Fredinia Preceptor, the spiritual leader, like Moses or Jesus or Muhammad, or that guy who invented Scientology. Then she finds these tablets buried in a mysterious case in the desert.
That sounds a lot
Blue
like...
light leads her right to them. And they reveal reveals truths that date back to the beginning of time, instructing people how to achieve the spiritual transformation that they seek. Those are the Zementia revelations.
So, you invented a new religion?
Yes, in the novel. It's called the It Never Wrap Transcendency. The book of It Never Wrap is its origin story, and they're all seeking Antares, the state of oneness with the Supreme Being.
You mean God?
Whatever you want to call her.
And this woman who's been stalking you, she thinks it's real? Thinks the Franny Preemptor or whatever.
Virginia Preceptor.
Well, she thinks this great spiritual leader is living in a room over a garage?
Ironic, isn't it? I finally sell a few copies of book, and one of my readers turns out to be a whack job who thinks it's real. I thought she just wanted me to autograph her copy, but no. She wants to be initiated into the cerebral vortex. Then she can proceed onward through the 3 levels of spiritual amplitude until she undergoes a transformation.
His eyes are glazing over.
Then she'll reach Antares, a state of utter peace and serenity where she'll feel connected to everything in the universe. In a good way.
Boy, you have some imagination. I mean, it's amazing the things you come up with. But isn't Antares the name of a star? Like, I'm glad you got a fan, but she's gotta go. I want her off my property. She's scaring the kids.
What do you want me to do about it? I don't even know how she found me.
Well, I asked her about that. She's some kind of computer whiz who really wanted to track down whoever wrote the Book of It Never app. She found out your IP address, then triangulated information from your author page where you self-published your book. I think she hacked into the United States Postal Service too. I mean, Ransom Weberly's been using this address, right?
You can't hack into the post office?
You can hack into anything. Ask the Russians.
Well, I don't know how she did it, and I don't care. She's here because of the book you wrote. Go down and talk to her. Explain what the word fiction means.
I can't do that. That'd break her heart. She's a lost soul who clearly needs something to believe in. She must have a lot of pain in her life. Emptiness, loneliness. That's the kind of person who's drawn to charismatic spiritual leaders, new religions.
Thank you, Jim Jones.
How can I disillusion her? Also, I've never had a fan. This must be what it's like for Stephen King. People who love his books so much that they try to connect with him in person. They probably come to his house too, in Maine. I bet he's got some badass home security system. Based on his books, I'm thinking he has something that electrocutes anybody who tries to climb over the walls surrounding his house. Zap! Like a human mosquito zapper. When I meet Stephen King someday at a writers' conference, we can swap stories about our craziest fans. He's probably got a few good ones about that. Now, I will too. We can laugh about it during a break from our panel discussion. We'll be participating and...
Sure. A panel discussion of best-selling authors. You two will have so much in common.
Stop! Please! Just stop going off into your fantasy world. Look, I don't want to hurt your feelings, but you're never going to meet Stephen King.
He's not wrong about that.
You don't know that? Anything is possible.
I do know that if Amber sees that woman in our backyard, she'll call the cops again. They already warned her once about trespassing. You want your biggest fan to get arrested and thrown in jail?
Your only fan.
What am I supposed to do about it? Go out and pepper spray her?
Go talk to her.
No.
Then I'm sending her up here.
I'll lock the door.
I'll give her the key.
You wouldn't.
But Amber would.
Shit. Just give me some time to figure this out. She might be dangerous.
Joe looks out the window.
She doesn't look dangerous. She just looks kind of
Ruby looks out the window.
Pathetic.
lost. Get rid of her. But be nice. I really can't have some strange woman hanging around my backyard. And I'm warning you, if Amber sees her again, she'll blow her stack.
Are you afraid of your wife, Joe? She's really got you under her thumb, doesn't she?
The kids should be able to go outside and swing on the swing set without some nut being on the property. I mean, that's not too much to ask. I don't want to be a jerk, but I can't spend any more time on your problems, Vic. I gotta get to work.
You hear that, Vicky? Some people work.
I'm a simple guy. All I want is a simple life.
No, you don't. Not really.
Maybe he really does, Vicky. Ever thought of that? In one of those rare moments when you're being honest with yourself? Maybe every day poor Joe spent with you, dealing with your train wreck of a life, made him miserable.
When you come home from work this evening, can I borrow your car? I have to run some errands.
What happened to your... No. I don't even want to know. Sure. I'll tell Amber that you need to borrow it to go apartment hunting.
Do you have to ask Amber's permission to do everything? Wipe your ass, for instance? You used to have a backbone, Joe, before she got a hold of you and pussy whipped you into submission so that you...
Joe crosses quickly to her.
That's enough! That's my wife you're talking about. You will not talk about Amber like that. That enough backbone for you?
Yeah, it is.
They realize at the same instant that they are standing very close to each other.
Well, this is a bit of an awkward pause, isn't it?
Joe's garage, 12:15 a.m., Tuesday. It's nighttime. The stage is semi-dark. The window frames a night sky. Vicky is asleep on the bed. The window opens and Zara climbs through it and into the room. During the following, Vicky tries to stay away from Zara and Zara tries to get closer to her.
Don't be alarmed.
Get out!
I am on the path of truth.
Get out of here!
I know why you are hiding in here, waiting until the time is right to reveal all to the world. I will guard your secrets.
Whoa, what the hell?
Get out! Get the fuck out of here!
Do not be alarmed. I am a seeker. I am not a hegemist.
A what?
A hegemist, one of the dark entities that try to steal the souls of people who are awaiting Antares.
Oh, right. From the book. I'm not fully awake yet.
She knows the book you wrote better than you do.
I know you're her.
How very stalkery. Oh, this isn't alarming at all.
Shut up!
The Fredinia preceptor.
I'm calling the cops.
Vicky fumbles around, looking under clothing and papers for her cell phone.
My name is Zara. I've come to offer myself to you as a Schillerant, a helper.
Where the hell is my phone? You've got 5 seconds to get out of here.
If you weren't such a slob, you wouldn't have so much trouble finding things.
Fear not, I am not a hegemist, and I understand why you conceal yourself here, in these humble surroundings. This is the waiting time, the time before all is revealed.
Damn it! I forgot to charge it. Where'd I put the cord?
She makes her way around the room, looking for the charging cord. Zara follows her, still trying to get close.
Oh, for God's sake, get it together. She could have shot you 5 times by now, or stabbed you.
Is that an iPhone? Here, you can use my cord.
She takes the cord from her pocket and offers it to Vicky, who reluctantly comes close enough to grab it from her. Vicky plugs the cord into an outlet and attaches the phone to it.
You can't just break into somebody's house.
Liked it. The book of it never app changed my life.
You mean you had a life?
Vicky motions to Ruby to be quiet and sidles over to the window, trying to keep some distance between her and Zara.
It's fiction. That means it's not real.
I understand why you have to say that.
Like I told you before, it's just a story. I'm a writer. I write stories.
You can't reveal all yet because this is the waiting time. I'm totally down with that.
Vicky has reached the window. She opens it, leans out, and yells,
Joe! Joe! Help! Joe! Call the cops!
You don't need to do that.
Damn, he's a sound sleeper. And Amber probably keeps all the windows closed so no germs can get into her vacuum sealed environment. Call the cops!
I just want to be initiated into the Cerebral Vortex. I have already been through the first level of spiritual amplitude, level Doe. That makes me one of the originals that you spoke of in chapter 16. I look forward to the day when I meet the Supreme Being, with your help, and achieve Antares. My soul craves enlightenment, and I will not rest until I achieve it. Antares awaits me.
Vicky stays on the move, trying to keep some distance from Zara.
Sure it does.
She is batshit crazy.
I'm calling 911. If you leave right now... What the? That can't be right.
There must be a malfunction.
Do you want me to take a look? I'm a techie.
Of course you are.
I'll hang onto my lifeline if it's all the same to you.
Maybe if you just tell me what the problem is.
I have a notification system set up so that I hear ping when someone buys one of my books. It doesn't go off very often. I must have set the settings wrong. This makes it look like I've sold a whole bunch of copies of the Book of It Never Wrapped. That can't be right. Like, hundreds.
It's right. I spread the word about the Book of It Never Wrapped through my online networks. There are many of us, seekers, people looking for enlightenment, a spiritual breakthrough, something to take us to a higher level of meaning. We have a Facebook page.
Ruby is looking at the screen of the cell phone that Vicky holds in her hand.
You mean this is real? Your book is selling like hotcakes? Unbelievable.
It's not even just people in the US, although there are a lot of those. Look at all the different countries where people are buying from. Australia, France, Botswana, Wales, Brazil, the Czech Republic, Norway, Montana.
Do you want me to turn that sound off for you?
And end such sweet music.
Vicky hands her the phone. Zara manipulates it and the pings stop. Zara hands the phone back to Vicky.
Let me get this straight. You're telling me that you're responsible for all these copies of the Book of It Never Wrapped being sold?
Yes. I spread it through my online networks.
It's up to thousands, and it just keeps going. Money is going into my bank account. I'm a real writer. That must be one hell of a network you have.
Many networks of like-minded people all over the world. We connect through social media, chat rooms, in all kinds of ways. Some people even meet in person.
Imagine that.
And you told them all about my book.
Yes, I recognized its essential truth as soon as I read it. In certain circles, I am an influencer.
Mentally unstable circles.
Vic, are you okay?
Vicky crosses to the door and opens it. Joe enters, alarmed. His alarm deepens when he sees Zara.
You! I told you to get off of my property!
It is all right. I know you are one of the Nandifers who guard the Fredinia Preceptor. I honor you for serving her. I too wish to be of service.
Oh boy.
Amber heard you yelling and called the cops. Don't try anything. I've never hit a woman, but
No. It's okay. I invited her in.
Vic, come on. Do your guests always come in through the window? Because my ladder is up against the garage.
She's a little unorthodox.
A little?
Please, Joe, just go down and tell the police there's no problem.
Maybe you need the police. Has that even occurred to you? Or are you just dazzled by the book sales and the money?
I just don't get it. Why are you sticking up for her? She's a lunatic who broke into your room.
He's right. This woman could be dangerous. Maybe she has a weapon. If she finds out you're not the real deal, she might turn on you.
Vicky pulls Joe aside, speaks sotto voce.
She's a lunatic who's turning my book into a bestseller. Apparently, she's got a lot of crazy friends too, and they all think the Book of It Never Wrapped is real. And they're buying copies of it because she's spreading the word about it. Joe, if you want me to have enough money to get my own apartment, to move out of your garage so that your overarching, overbearing, marathon running mother-in-law can move in, which you will regret, I promise you, then you need to convince the police and Amber that this woman is not a maniac. She's a golden goose.
Vicky moves close to him, puts her hands on him.
I don't think that's a good idea.
The door opens and Seamus, a uniformed police officer, enters, followed by Amber. Vicky quickly moves away from Joe.
Come right in, Amber. It's not like you should knock.
It's my garage. You're nothing more than a long-term trespasser. And that one right there is a complete stranger. Arrest her. Arrest both of them.
I live here.
Not for long, you don't.
This is a tenant-landlord dispute. The dispatcher said it was breaking and entering. Making a false 911 call is a felony, you know.
Unbelievable. You're automatically on her side too? What is this power you have over men? I don't get it. She broke and entered. She's been trespassing in my yard for days, scaring my children, and tonight she climbed up a ladder. The ladder you saw propped up against the wall and came in here through the window. That's breaking and entering. Arrest her.
She's my guest. I live here and she's my guest.
But she came in through the window.
Is that against the law?
No. No, it is not. That is not against the law.
Oh, he is adorable.
What's her name? If you know her, what's her name?
Sarah.
Zara.
Yeah, like I said, Zara.
Your days here are numbered. It's bad enough that we have a squatter. Now you're allowing random strangers to come into my garage. Who is this really? She your meth dealer?
She's my proofreader. She came through the window to pick up a manuscript because she thought I was asleep and didn't want to wake me. I'm a professional writer. I write novels, and Zara here checks them for typos.
Really? I write poetry. I've been published in some journals, and I've got a chapbook coming out this fall.
That is so cool. Congratulations. I'd love to read some of your poems sometime.
I also perform them live Thursday nights at the Blank Verse Coffee Shop. You should consider reading some of your work there.
Oh, please. Don't talk to her like she's a real writer. Ask her how many books she's sold.
Vicky seizes her phone and pushes a button.
You hear that? Every time you hear a ping, that means someone has just bought one of my books.
Whoa, is that true?
Oh, sure. And every time a bell rings, an angel gets its wings. What are you up to here, really? Dealing drugs, fencing stolen goods, working as a prostitute?
Nice. Why don't you ask your husband about me? He knows me better than anybody. Joe can tell you all of my most intimate secrets.
Oh, please. You want to hear a secret? Joe thinks you're pathetic, unstable. You have no real life. You just live in this fantasy world where you think you're a great writer and you're not. Joe thinks you need a keeper. He won't tell you that because he's too nice. I'm not.
No kidding.
Amber, you're not helping.
She needs to hear the truth.
This doesn't sound like a police matter.
You think you have him wrapped around your little finger, don't you? Well, I'm the one he married, the one he comes home to at night. He doesn't sleep in this rat trap with you. Although it's hard to see how he can resist your charms. I mean, look at you.
You just got bitch slapped.
Seamus starts to inch towards the door.
I'm just gonna leave you to...
Oh, a rat trap, is it? If it's so bad, why are you willing to have your mother stay here?
We'll fix it up before she moves in. It wasn't worth the trouble before. No one important was staying here.
Seamus digs a card out of his pocket and hands it to Vicky.
Here's my website. Some of my poems are online.
I'll see you out, officer. And you, Zara, you're leaving too.
When you need me, when it's time, I'll be here.
Okay, sure, great.
Joe is just too generous for his own good, too kind to realize how manipulative you are. He worries about you because you're such a mess.
Poor Joe, having to snuggle up to an ice cube like you every night. You know, Amber, whatever problems Joe and I may have had, the sex between us, it was great. He and I used to go all night long. He knew just how to do this thing that made me.
I know that thing. I know what you're talking about. He does it to me all the time.
Really?
Yeah.
Describe it. Tell me exactly what he does.
Well, he uses his. I'm not going to discuss our private life with you. It's none of your business.
I knew it. He doesn't do it with you. Probably doesn't feel inspired enough to do much of anything with you, does he, Amber? Joe used to make me scream. I don't hear any screams coming from your house.
Stop it, Vicky. This is wrong. You're not in high school having a cat fight with a girl you both drool over with a girl over some guy you both drool over in chem class. This Joe is married to her. You had your chance with him and passed on it. He's married now, and marriage is serious.
You are despicable.
You don't even want Joe back. He is not right for you, and you both know it.
He is still into me.
And if you did manage to get him away from Amber, to break up their marriage, you'd regret it because you'd feel stuck with him.
I can't wait for you to get out of here. If it had been up to me.
When I'm gone, who are you going to blame for all your unhappiness, Amber? Look at you. You cranked out a few kids like you were supposed to. You've got your pseudo craftsman bungalow and that generic landscaping just like everyone else in the neighborhood has. That soccer mom SUV.
Again with the SUV.
Your hair looks perfect every day. You must pay a fortune at the salon. I'll bet your legs are always shaved. Because mine aren't. Because I keep it real. And you probably get up at 5 a.m. to work out. Do you even own any Spanx like normal women do?
You've really been checking her out.
The point is, why do you put so much effort into appearing as if you're perfect, Amber? Who do you think you're fooling?
I don't have to listen to a loser like you. You've got nothing. No husband, no career, no kids. Nothing. Nothing but hairy legs, apparently. You don't even have a car anymore. I saw them towed away.
You're jealous of me because I'm creative.
Are you talking about those pathetic little books you have to self-publish because no legitimate publisher will touch them? For your information, Joe doesn't even read them. They sit in a pile in our closet. A tragic little pile of failure. What do you think, you're making a sort of rent payment when you give them to him?
A lot of people are reading that book. You heard the pings?
So you claim you're making money on the book of It Never Up?
Aha! You just admitted that you actually know the title of my book. As it so happens, I'm making a lot of money on it.
I thought you were staying here rent-free because you're broke.
You walked right into that one.
I'll be out of here soon enough so that your mother can move into this place that gets so cold in winter. Nice way to treat the woman who gave you life, by the way, who birthed you from her loins.
This place will look like a palace when I get done fixing it up.
I know why you resent me so much, Amber. You've got everything you're supposed to have. You're doing everything you're supposed to do, but you're not happy, are you? I may not have material possessions or husband or boyfriend at the moment or car, but I'm an artist. I create. and no one can take that away from me.
You are delusional. You're suggesting that you are the one who knows the answers to life's big questions.
Bitch.
Bitch.
Vicky's meditation room, 12:15 a.m., Friday. Still Joe's garage. 3 weeks later. The stage is dark, except for a large video screen displaying Vicky's face.
Wherever you are on your spiritual journey, whether you're on the first level of spiritual amplitude, level Joe, or maybe you've already moved up to level Ray or level me. This t-shirt will remind you that Antares awaits. Wearing this will tell the world that you've achieved enlightenment and that Antares awaits you. It's 100% cotton and comes in sizes extra small to 3X, only $24.99. Just click on the link to order. Now, before I wrap up this session of the Zenithia Revelations, I'd like to remind you that the latest tablet I found in the desert did indicate that tithing is vital to achieving Antares. Giving 10% of your income to the Never-Wrap Transcendency helps free you from the fixation on money and worldly goods that keeps you from enlightenment. Simply click on the link below and you'll be taken to a secure...
Amber is suddenly visible by the open door, her hand on the light switch. She is carrying a bucket, mop, and some cleaning supplies. The lights reveal that Vicky is sitting at the table, her laptop open in front of her. A green screen on a mobile stand is behind her. Zara stands nearby. She wears an Antares Awaits t-shirt. The floor is cluttered with an assortment of cardboard boxes, some with clothing visible in them. Clearly, packing is in progress. Vicky and Zara are startled by the lights. They turn and see.
You were supposed to be out of here 3 days ago.
How dare you interrupt my video podcast? I was right in the middle of...
You are right in the middle of being evicted. That's what you're right in the middle of. Get out!
Zara leaps forward and pushes a button on the computer. Vicky stares at her.
It was still going.
Amber puts down the cleaning supplies and looks around.
Thousands of people were watching me live stream my latest Antares Awaits message. And now they're not going to get to see the end of it.
Boo-hoo, get out.
As you can see, I'm almost finished packing. I'll be out of here by the end of the week.
Not good enough.
Amber crosses to the window and opens it. She picks up a box that is filled with clothing, strides to the window, and throws the box out of the window.
Hey!
You witch! I can't believe you just did that!
Oh, I'm just getting started.
She picks up another box and heads towards the window. Both Vicky and Zara try to physically stop her. The box's contents get strewn on the floor. The three women are in the midst of a struggle when...
That box almost hit me. Who did that? Don't throw boxes out of the window. Carry them down the stairs.
Amber, Vicky, and Zara stop struggling with each other.
You've got to be kidding. You've got the police on your side now?
I'm Seamus, and I'm not just the police. I'm a human being with thoughts and feelings, needs and vulnerabilities just like anybody else.
He's also a published poet.
And a Nandifer.
A what?
He's a Nandifer, a protector of the Ferdinia Preceptor.
Are you off your meds?
Amber picks up the Antares Awaits t-shirt and holds it up to inspect it.
Perfect. You're now fleecing the flock.
That's not very kind. Amber, isn't it? Is it wrong for Zara to believe in Vicky? Who's to say Vicky isn't the Ferdinia Preceptor? Maybe not in this dimension, but maybe in another one. And Zara's dedication to her could be her way of taking in the kind of spiritual nourishment that her soul craves. My pickup truck's almost full, Vicky. I'm helping her move.
I'll help too.
She goes to the window and throws the t-shirt out of it.
Hey! You owe me $24.99.
Amber, your anger is clearly displaced. I think it would do you good if you looked inward instead of projecting your frustrations onto Vicky. If you identify its real source, you can help yourself heal. Maybe it's something that happened in your childhood. Acknowledge it. Sit with it for a while.
Are you a real cop?
It's okay if you're not ready. As for me, I embrace the duality that is a part of all of our natures. Yes, as a police officer, I will take a suspect into custody, thus temporarily depriving him of his freedom. At least until he can make bail.
He caught a bank robber last week, chased him on foot, and the guy got scared and dropped the bag of money.
And while I was handcuffing him, I was mindful of the fact that he's a human being, that there are probably circumstances that brought him to that moment. Afterwards, I wrote a poem about the experience. Vicky's moving in with me, by the way.
Seamus picks up a box and exits.
Oh, you poor, dumb, naive, well-meaning man. You have no idea.
Is she a hegemist?
Could be. She could be a hegemus. You'd better keep an eye on her. Be ready for anything.
That's smart. Pointing a loose cannon at a target.
Whoa, whose Jaguar is that outside? Man, that's a sweet looking ride.
Probably belongs to Vicky's new boyfriend, the new age poet cop.
That guy I just passed? Here in a box? That's great, Vic. I'm happy for you.
Actually, the Jag is mine. The Book of It Never app is making me so much money. I thought I'd reward myself.
So you bought yourself a Jaguar?
I needed a car.
What? That must have cost a fortune.
Well, yes, pretty much all I had. But, Joe, the money keeps rolling in like waves on the beach. It's not gonna stop. I know it.
Amber looks out the window. Vicky picks up a cardboard box and hands it to Zara.
Zara, will you take this to Seamus? Oh, and here's my cell phone. If you could check my messages, that'd be great.
Zara takes the box and exits.
Tens of thousands of people have signed up for the Never App Transcendency. It's amazing. They're telling their friends about it and they're signing up.
Oh, for heaven's sake.
Exactly. That's what they're looking for. Heaven or God or something.
You're a fraud.
I'm just giving people what they want. And these devoted followers of mine, they're buying lots of merch, books, candles, t-shirts, audio guides to the 3 levels of spiritual amplitude, do, re, mi. I'm holding online initiation ceremonies to admit people to the Cerebellum vortex and putting together some e-courses that my followers can take to learn about the Dementia revelations. But the real golden goose is
Demented revelations is more like it.
Antares. Anything to do with Antares Awaits, people will click on their payment apps so fast it'll make your head spin. Joe, what do you think about a beach towel? I mean, a really nice thick one. You know, good quality. Gotta protect the brand.
Are you listening to yourself?
Does she ever?
Well, what happens when these fans of yours, these devoted followers, find out that you're a fake? That you can't really introduce them to the supreme being or however you put it.
Finally, someone's talking sense.
You remember that fan is short for fanatic, right? I mean, you can't carry on this con forever.
Ouch. That's pretty frank for Mr. Nice.
It never, whatever. That's already attracting a lot of attention. I'm seeing it online. People are posting YouTube videos about how it's changed their lives. Like that type of thing.
I know! We've gone viral!
Someone, the authorities, journalists, someone is going to start digging into it. They'll learn the truth. They'll discover that this religion you invented started out as a science fiction novel. And they'll expose you.
Why do you still care what happens to her?
L. Ron Hubbard never...
Then these people who forked over all this money and believed in you are going to be pissed off. They're going to turn on you.
They won't be able to find me. It's all online. My church services, podcasts, videos, none of it is IRL. The only one who knows my real name is Zara, and she thinks it's a cover. And I can totally trust her anyway.
I may just call the reporter myself. Tell her about the scam that's going on in my own backyard. Or I could call the police department and tell them that one of their officers is shacking up with a woman who is committing fraud right under his nose.
Amber, please, you're not helping.
Why are you still trying to help her? All she ever did is use you and get you tangled up in her problems.
It's not against the law to come up with a new religion. A lot of people do it. That's how religions get started. Somebody invents them.
Careful.
That's offensive.
I'm not going to listen to this.
Look, Jesus had a beautiful message. He really did. But I've been to Mass with you. Do you think Christ left instructions that whenever 2 or more of his followers gather in his name, they have to do this whole ritual of sitting, kneeling, standing, and then sitting again, kneeling again? Huh? Did Jesus spell that out? No. Did he say a guy wearing a caftan should ring a little bell and wave incense around?
That's what you got out of Mass?
And how about the way you have to dip your hand in holy water and make a sign of the cross on your forehead when you enter the church? And did he say once a year that you have to go to church and the guy in the caftan...
Stop calling him that! He's the priest.
The priest smears dirt on your forehead in the shape of a cross to remind you that you're going to die someday. Like, we really need that reminder. Ashes to ashes, Do you honestly think Jesus told people to go around with dirt,
Ashes?
ashes on their forehead all day to show everyone how pious they are?
That's not why they do it.
Is the rituals, those are all man-made, invented, because people like them. It gives them something specific to do. I'm not suggesting that Jesus' teachings weren't legit. They're wonderful. I wish more people would follow them. Love, tolerance, take care of the poor, forgive people. That's all good stuff. Yay, Jesus! But all the rest of it, invented by man. And now, by a woman.
You may have some valid points mixed in there somewhere, but that doesn't change the fact that I'm afraid for you. I mean, that woman you've got.
Zara is totally trustworthy. She handles all of my emails, helps me make videos, and do e-commerce, manages my social media. She's a genius with Instagram.
Hey, Joseph Smith, is she helping you write? Submit your work to agents? Because there's not a lot of that happening lately.
And I'm paying her salary with the money that she's helping me make. You see, it's kind of a perfect circle of money. And if she wants to believe that the Never App transcendency is real, who am I to deny her? It makes her happy.
Why waste your time writing literature when you can just make a shit ton of money with a self-published piece of sci-fi trash that appeals mainly to wackos like your new friend and her loser
It's not
friend?
right in the head, Vicky. And she's just the tip of the iceberg. You've got to stop all this craziness. Look, most of your followers don't know your real name, right? Well, just make Ransom Weberly disappear.
I can't do that.
Have her go to Antares, ascend into the heaven, that type of thing. Make up some story to explain it. Use that imagination of yours.
Joe, things are finally working out for me. I've got money, fame even.
But are you writing? Or are you so caught up in all this never app frenzy that you've forgotten who you are? Vicky, I might as well go away. You're not listening to me anymore. What's the point of me even?
This is all going to blow up in your face.
Don't you want to be me anymore? A successful writer? Or at least what you think of as a successful writer. Published, respected. Look at me. I'm what you're aiming for. Or at least I was.
Remember what happened to Jesus?
I got it under control.
What's the point of having a little voice in your head if you don't listen to me anymore? You're giving up your dream for this it never app nonsense? If you keep ignoring me, I'm going to go away for good. Is that really what you want?
I'm only giving people what they want.
I'm faded. Every day, I'm a little more.
There are a lot of scared, lonely people out there. They feel empty. They need to believe in something bigger than themselves. Thinking that Antares Awaits gives them comfort. What's wrong with that? I could end up making the world a happier place.
Vic, this thing could go bad. You could get hurt.
He's right.
I'll be fine. You'll see.
Vicky picks up a box and exits. Ruby follows her.
You son of a gun, you're still in love with her?
Not this again.
Why else are you so concerned about what happens to her? If you cared about me that much, you would have thrown her out a long time ago. You know how much it bothers me, her being here.
Amber, that's ridiculous.
Is it? And look at this place. It's gonna take me days to get this clean enough for my mother. Vicky couldn't be bothered with running a vacuum now and then. She's too busy being creative. And you enable her.
I do not.
Maybe you were afraid you wouldn't see her anymore. She wasn't living underfoot.
That's ridiculous. I worry about her. Vicky lives in a fantasy world, but she went out and bought herself a Jaguar. Even if it gets repoed next week, at least she'll have owned a Jag for a little while. That's more than I'll ever do.
My gosh, you admire her?
All this complaining, Amber. You didn't used to be so negative.
Joe, are you happy being married to me?
Sure. But sure I am. It's just, I would just like us to get back to where we were.
You're not still in love with her.
Look, is this really about Vicky? Or are you just nervous about your mom coming to live with us? It's getting really hard to be around you, Amber. You're so unhappy all the time. You didn't used to be this way. Something's got to change.
What does that mean?
Joe picks up a cardboard box and exits. Amber picks up a copy of the Book That Never Wrapped and looks at it, thinking hard. She puts it back down, exits. In a corner of the stage, Zara pushes a button on Vicky's cell phone. Amber enters, headed for the copy of the Book That Never Wrapped she put down earlier. Zara doesn't notice her. Hello, this is Lynn Meyerson from Meyerson and Hopt Literary Agency. Miss Ward, I'd like to talk to you about the book you submitted. You have a unique voice, and I'm very excited about Palm Tree Pipe Dreams. I'm interested in representing you. I don't know if you've spoken with other agents yet, but before you sign any agreements, please call me back. That's Meyerson and Hopt Literary Agency.
Message deleted.
Hey, Zara, you coming?
Zara runs off. Amber, thinking hard, picks up the Book That Never Wrapped and exits with it.
Hello, everyone. That was Act 1 of our show. I am AJ. I am stage managing for this show. We are going to have a 15-minute intermission. It is currently 9:23 by our time. We have about a 30-second delay. So we'll be back around, I'm doing mental math on stage here. That's 3:38, so 9:38. So sometime around there, come on back, join us for Act 2. We'll see you then.
Hello, everybody. I'm Ileana, the assistant producer. You might recognize me from the PowerPoint that just played for 15 minutes. I'd like to welcome you all back from intermission and welcome you into Act 2 of Antares Awaits.
Seamus's condo, 3:25 p.m., Saturday. The scene starts in Seamus's living room. Most furniture is off to either side. A green screen on a mobile stand is behind Vicky.
As you become more and more relaxed, you enter into the cerebral vortex, where you'll be cleansed of the past. Picture it as a calm, still pond in which you can see your own reflection. Tall grasses blow gently in the breeze behind you. You feel at peace. Allow your body to become more and more relaxed. If your thoughts wander, let the wandering thoughts just drift away and focus your attention back inside.
This sounds suspiciously like Seamus's guided meditation CD.
Seamus enters, listens, and watches.
Take a deep breath in, then release. In, then out. You feel utter serenity. You are experiencing spiritual amplitude level 2, Ray. You will notice a tingling sensation throughout your body. This is your energy, preparing for Antares Awaits. Let go of all of your worries. Let them all drift away. There's nothing to worry about. Antares awaits you.
You ripped off Seamus's guided meditation CD and stuck some It Never Up references in it. Shame on you.
Now it is time for you to return to full awareness. Slowly, gradually, become conscious of your surroundings, of the feeling in your arms, legs, hands, and feet. Slowly, very slowly, open your eyes and stretch your awareness. Next time, we'll move closer to amplitude level 3, me, on our way to Antares and enlightenment. This is the Fredina Preceptor, signing off.
She pushes a key on the computer. The screen goes blank. She rises and reaches for the light switch on the wall. It's a nicely appointed living room that includes a fireplace, with a set of fireplace tools nearby.
That sounds a lot like my guided meditation CD.
I may have borrowed a few ideas from it. Good artists, copy. Great artists, steal.
Listen, I need to talk to you about Zara. I've done a background check on her social media history.
What? Why would you do that?
Haven't you wondered about her? Where she came from, what her story is. She appears out of nowhere, tells us almost nothing about herself. She's got access to all of your finances.
I trust her completely.
As do I. I trust her to act in a way that's compatible with her essential nature. All of our actions stem from our basic selves. Mine, yours. We are created from so many elements, including stardust. But some of the earthly experiences that shape us may be negative. They may cause us to act in certain ways.
What?
Zara hasn't had the happiest of lives.
She's happy now, working for me, protecting me from the Hegemist. She loves all that.
She grew up in the foster system, abandoned by a mother who was addicted to drugs. She was in a lot of foster homes. You're not the first one she sought spiritual meaning from. She's been with the Trogellan Temple in upstate New York, the Society of the Living Sun. They're pagans and nudists who live on a commune in Arizona.
Nudist in Arizona. I hope they believe in using sunblock.
After that, she gravitated to the Windlingberg Ministry of Universal Being. She's been around the spiritual block a few times.
So what? She's a seeker.
Someday she'll move on, Vicky. Go looking for something else that is her pattern, the path she is on. But until then, she truly believes in you.
Well, good.
She believes you are the Fredinia preceptor and that you'll elevate her to a higher plane of spiritual being.
Hey, she's the one who made the choice to take the Zementia revelations literally. Besides, I think she's getting a lot out of it. And isn't that what any religion does for you? Gives them a sense of belonging, helps them feel as if they're part of something larger than themselves, gives their lives meaning.
That is something they should be getting from within.
I'm an entrepreneur. The product that I happen to be selling is enlightenment. I give people what they want and it makes them happy. And it just happens to be making me rich. Seamus, life is good. And
money is an illusion.
Yes, but it's such a nice one.
I love your spirit, your inventiveness.
Dag, she's a sellout. You don't even know the real Vicky, Officer Seamus. That woman believed in what she was doing, no matter what anybody said. Ask her if she's writing these days. Ask her.
Vicky sidles up to Seamus.
I love the way you make me think about things, question myself. You make me a better person, Seamus. What can I do for you?
Seamus takes Vicky in his arms. They kiss.
I'm so glad Amber dialed 911 that night.
Me too.
Hey, think about this. Not everyone gets to sleep with the Fredinia preceptor. That's got to count for something.
Don't I know it? How happy is the risky fearlessness? Down into the fetid darkness where lie our ideas unhatched, unrewarded. Or are they ours after all, when they emerge bleeding and moist into the light?
That's amazing. God, you're talented.
It's from a poem I'm working on. I felt like it needed to be quoted just now. You inspire me.
Inspire you to do what?
Earth to Vicky. You need to get your shit together and start checking your messages on your cell phone yourself.
Why don't you recite more of your poetry while we get busy?
Okay.
And now you're not even listening to me anymore. When I talk, are you just hearing some irritating buzzing noise? Like a mosquito that won't go away?
Vicky and Seamus start towards the exit.
By the way, how did you find out all this stuff on Zara?
It's the internet?
Seamus and Vicky kiss.
Stop ignoring me. I'm your creature. You made me up in your head to always remind you of what you were aiming for. Do you really want me to go away for good?
I feel like this is all a dream. Antares, you
had a dream, remember? And it did not involve fleecing the masses with some fake religion.
We've got a problem.
Can it wait?
We've started to attract haters online.
What do you mean? People love me. I mean, they love Antares Awaits.
I'll let you two deal with this. I feel another poem coming on.
See that? He actually puts time and effort into his craft. That's why he.
Some fringe fundamentalist group says Antares Awaits is a satanic cult, or anti-Christian anyway, and that you, the Fredinia Preceptor, are a cult leader. They're getting their members all stirred up about it.
That's ridiculous. They're calling me a cult leader? I'm just giving people what they...
They're outraged.
But you said they're fringe.
The fringe is pretty big these days, and many people are looking for a reason to be outraged.
What are you saying?
Social media can make you famous overnight, and it can make you a target just as quickly.
They hate me!
But look at it this way. Many spiritual leaders are persecuted.
And crucified? The haters have come out of their woodwork. My Instagram feed is filled with... I've got to delete these or disable them or something. Is it the same thing on Twitter? Facebook? YouTube? Tumblr? WhatsApp? TikTok? Reddit? But why are they so angry? If they don't like the Zementia revelations, they don't have to join. Nobody's twisting their arms and forcing them to head to Antares.
Looks like you broke the internet.
These comments! Some of these people want me dead! They're threatening to... This one wants to come to my house and... I wish the cerebral vortex would just swallow these assholes up. They can kiss my do-re-mi.
What?
I had the power to zap them into dust.
What are you saying?
They're attacking me. Sorry, but I'm only human.
You're the Fredinia Preceptor, the enlightened one, the one who will introduce me and all the other seekers to the Supreme Being.
I lost my temper, okay?
You invoked the sacred transformation of the cerebral vortex in a profane way.
I was just upset. I'm sorry if I upset you. Hey, you're my main children, my helper. I need you to help me figure out how to handle this. How did we get on their radar anyway?
It's the internet.
This is a sign that you should stop all this Antares Awaits nonsense and get back to your writing.
I will take care of it. I will make sure that nothing interferes with your mission to guide us on our path.
Vicky's phone rings. She glances down at it, frowns.
Recognize this number. Oh God, could my number have gotten out there somehow?
I will handle it. You should go and refresh your spiritual dimensions with the vortex.
Yeah, sure. Sure, that's a good idea.
I don't think I'll be back. I'm not wanted anymore.
Zara presses on the phone screen.
Hello?
Hello? Is this Vicky Ward? I've been trying to reach you. This is Lynn Meyerson from Meyerson Hopt Literary Agency. I'd like to talk to you about... Seamus's condo, 12:15 p.m. 1 week later. Seamus sits in his condo, writing in his notebook.
Rootless is a freedom, empty-bellied and yearning, with no clinging dirt on its gnarled fingers and limbs. Without a past, it crawls towards the future, dreaming of clouds. Dreaming of the sky. It crawls towards oblivion. Yeah, that's it. It crawls toward oblivion. Dreaming.
Seamus gets up, opens the door. Joe and Amber are standing there. Joe is holding a box.
Hey, Seamus. Just wanted to bring this to Vicky. She left a few things behind when she moved out of the garage.
No doubt so that Joe would have to bring them to her and she'd get to see him again. But I came with him, but you didn't count on that.
Joe hands Seamus the box. Seamus sets it down.
I also wanted to make sure that everything's okay. With all of that crazy social media stuff going on, with her religion and all, I mean, I was afraid Vicky might be going through some stuff. You know?
Are you listening to yourself? Her religion?
She's fine. And Amber, this anger you have toward Vicky, I can't help but feel that it's misplaced, misdirected. Is there something else in your life that is causing you consternation?
Vicky and Zara enter unnoticed.
Well, Amber's mother is living with us now, over the garage, and she's kind of hard to please. I mean, she does have a lot of comments about the way Amber raises the kids, where she cleans the house, the clothes she wears, this and that, and the other thing. I mean, she's not the easiest person to
Leave my mother out of this.
I mean, he asked if there was any.
Oh, so good to see you.
She hugs him, a little too long, grinds up against him as she glances over at Amber. Joe awkwardly extricate himself. It troubles Seamus. Joe finally manages to separate himself from Vicky. Even so, Vicky places her hand on his arm, a gesture that suggests intimacy.
Amber, doesn't sound like things are going too well with your new roommate.
As Amber speaks, she gets right up in Vicky's face.
It doesn't sound like things are going too well with your fake religion. You're trending, and not in a good way.
Zara advances on Amber.
You are a hegemist. You will not speak about the Fredinia preceptor that way.
Back off, sister.
Ladies, take a breath. This is unworthy of you. If you would just sit with your feelings for a while and look inward, I think you'd see that you really aren't angry about what you think you're angry about, that there's some other source of concentration.
For gosh sake, shut up. Shut up about that airy-fairy stuff. We're leaving now.
Amber takes Joe by the arm, steers him towards the door.
Vicky, just be careful. I mean, some of the tweets I read about Antares Awaits, there's some real kooks out there, and they're all stirred up about you. You just need to be careful.
With a final jerk, Amber gets him out the door.
Hegemist! Her, not him. He's clearly a Nandifer.
Seamus, I'm sorry you had me bothered by that. I didn't know they were going to come by. Joe's always welcome, but...
Zara, could you please excuse us? Does Joe come here a lot when I'm not home?
No, why would you even ask that?
You said he's always welcome in my condo.
I just meant that he can come by if he has some reason for coming by.
Like to see you? Did you give him the code? The code to the condo complex? Did you?
Are you jealous? That's a little caveman-y for you, isn't it? Seamus, I thought you were like an evolved man.
I'm a man. Why does Amber resent you so much? Is there really nothing to it, or does she intuitively sense that there are still feelings between you and Joe? her husband. The way you were rubbing up against him.
No! There are no feelings. We have some history. That's it. Ancient history.
You're sure?
Do I like to mess with her mind a little? Yeah, maybe I do. But she's asking for it.
So you're giving her what she wants. That's what you're saying?
Sort of.
Like you're doing with your followers. Look, I did more digging into Zara's activities with these spiritual groups. I told you she went from one to the other.
That happens.
But I contacted a few of them to find out about why she left. Turns out that in each case, she became disillusioned with what they were offering. Someone said the wrong thing or something happened that she didn't like.
That won't happen with me.
At each place, when she left, there was a mysterious fire, a very destructive one. At the Mystical Order of the Favron, the main meeting house burned down. The Wildenberg Ministry of Universal Being lost.
What are you saying? That Zara is an arsonist?
Those are a lot of coincidences. She leaves and a fire breaks out.
Did anyone ever prove anything? Was she ever charged with a crime?
Well, no.
Maybe these are all just coincidences.
You should be careful. She's damaged in some way. And remember, hurt people hurt people.
I can't get rid of her, Seamus. She's like the brains of the operation. She's the one who made this whole thing a success.
Are you a success?
What is that supposed to mean?
Is this really what you're meant to do?
It's a service. I'm providing a service to mankind.
She sidles up to him, goes in for a hug.
Seamus, come on. Let's not argue. You and I, we've got a good thing here. We're good together. I felt it the first time
I have to go to work now.
Seamus starts to exit, stops, and looks back at her.
Stripped away from the feathery edges of reason, lingering leaden, a gray ball of discovery rolling downhill into a fiery lake. To float on discontent like a leaf out of season. See you later.
Jeez. That didn't sound very happy.
Seamus's condo, 6:30 p.m., Sunday. The scene starts in Seamus's living room. Most furniture is off to either side. There's a light mounted on a stand. A cardboard box sits on the floor. Vicky sits at a table, wearing her ornate robe, headdress, and big rings. Zara is fiddling with the light.
Almost ready?
Just about. I'm having trouble getting the angle right.
My followers are waiting. I cannot believe the level of engagement we're getting. People are like so into this. They're passionate about it. I can't decide. Do you think the robe is better, or should I just go with the t-shirt? What do you think? It's not as mystical as a robe, but by wearing it while I'm talking about the cerebellum vortex will boost t-shirt sales for sure. And have you seen the beach towels?
Vicky reaches into the cardboard box, pulls out a towel emblazoned with Antares Awaits. She shows it off, then throws one to Zara. Zara catches it, puts it aside, and starts adjusting the camera.
Better take one now, because these babies are going fast. We just about ready?
Zara is still fiddling with the camera.
Almost.
Listen, Zara, are you happy here being a Shillerant, my helper?
It is an honor to serve the Fredinia Preceptor as she guides people towards enlightenment.
Good. I'm glad to hear you say that. Because I hope you know how much I appreciate...
We've got a problem.
With the camera?
A large rock is thrown onto the stage.
What the hell?
Vicky goes to the rock, picks it up, looks off stage in the direction from which the rock came.
The window is broken! Somebody threw a rock through our window!
Vicky exits off stage, comes back quickly.
There are people outside yelling things! What the hell is going on?
Your address. Your in real life address. It's online. Everywhere. Somebody tweeted it, and then it got retweeted, and then the retweeters got retweeted.
Stop saying that! I get it! But why?
It's the haters. Hashtag destroy Antares Awaits. They're saying terrible things about you. About how the Fredinia Preceptor is an evil bloodsucker. How you're running a cult. Twisting people's minds into jelly.
I am not! I'm selling t-shirts! You gotta fix it, Zara. Isn't there some techie thing you can do?
Your address is online for all to see. You can't unring that bell.
Thank God they can't actually get through the door because they don't have the code of the complex.
Unless someone hacks into the system and gets the code.
A big rock is thrown on stage from the opposite direction as the first one.
Why did you have to say that?
Vicky and Zara look off stage in the direction of the most recent window breakage.
So many people.
I can't believe they go through the trouble of coming here in person. What do they want from me? Seamus? Seamus, there's an angry crowd outside the house. They found out where I live. They're throwing rocks through our windows. He said to stay away from the windows. Seamus, they want me dead. It's like a bunch of villagers with torches and pitchforks out there. Help! He's coming. Okay, just hurry. We're under siege here. You hear that? Okay, bye, hurry. I know, I got it. We'll use the internet to our advantage. We'll live stream on Facebook and tell all my followers who live anywhere near here that a bunch of hegamists are attacking the Fredinia Preceptor and that they should come and help me. They'll do that, right? They're loyal. They've seen my vlogs. I've got a lot of views. They'll come to my... Oh my god! They've got the code! They're going to break down the door!
Vicky and Zara hug each other in terror.
Vicky, it's me. Open up.
Vicky runs to unlock the door. Joe enters.
What's going on? I couldn't believe it when I saw this address online.
You saw it too?
People keep sharing it. You can't miss it. So Amber and I came over to see what's going on.
Amber wanted to know if I was okay?
Actually, I think she was just curious. She's waiting in the car. The crowd was bigger than she thought. Jeez, Vicky, you've got yourself in a real fix here.
I'm gonna go see.
I don't deserve this! One day, these people, these strangers love me. The next, a bunch of strangers hate me.
It's the internet, Vicky. We gotta figure out how to get you out of here safely.
Oh, Joe, I screwed up. I really screwed up this time.
During the following, Joe and Vicky will come together in a heartfelt but not sexual embrace.
I know you did. You really did.
It's just that I was writing and nobody was reading what I wrote, and so the book of it never happened. And then people liked it, and they liked me, and I finally had some money. People looked up to me, and now I'm going to die because of Antares Awaits.
Calm down. We're going to figure this out.
Joe is hugging her to comfort her. Seamus, in uniform, and Amber enter. See the hug. Vicky and Joe quickly separate.
Oh, this is just perfect.
Vicky, how could you?
No, it's not what you think. He was just he was just helping me, and
I knew it. I hoped I was wrong, but I knew it. You've been carrying on with her all this time, haven't you? Sorry I made it inconvenient for you by making her move out of the garage.
No, Amber, no, Vicky and I, we were not.
Having an affair?
No, of course not. Seamus, you've got the wrong.
Vicky was upset, and I just wanted to help.
Why don't you come to me if you're upset, Vicky? Isn't that what we're supposed to be to each other?
I've always known how to manipulate you, Joe.
You don't even know your own husband. You're married to him, and you don't even know what he's about. He would never cheat on you. That is not how Joe is made.
Why don't you share these things with me?
Oh, you're going to tell me about my own husband?
Well, somebody has to.
Vicky, after this dies down, I need you to move out.
What?
It's clear that you want to be with Joe.
What?
No, I don't love Joe. I mean, sure, as a friend.
Karma is cruel, isn't she? Your little sham religion is imploding, and a really decent guy is throwing you out. I'm glad I leaked your address.
What?
You're the one? You hegemist!
Unnoticed by the others, Zara goes to the fireplace, picks up a poker, and advances on Amber.
You've had it coming ever since I married you, Joe. You've made my life miserable hanging around.
What are you talking about? Your life is effing perfect. You've got it all. A successful career, a family, a great guy. You don't get things repoed or have bill collectors bothering you.
Hegemist, I will not let you harm the Fredinia preceptor.
Zara advances on Amber, holding out the poker in a threatening way.
Zara, put that down!
He needs to be eliminated.
Zara, drop it.
Seamus lunges towards Zara, but she manages to leap away from him and out of his grasp. He falls.
You're a Hegemist too?
As Seamus gets to his feet, she swings the poker aggressively, striking him on the shoulder.
Zara, stop it!
Seamus grips his shoulder in pain. He tries to draw his weapon, but his injured arm makes it difficult. Zara turns her attention to Amber again. She raises the poker high over her head, ready to bring it down on Amber. Joe jumps in front of Amber.
Don't hurt her!
Move aside, Nandifer. She's a dangerous Hegemist.
Zara swings wildly with the poker to show that she's serious. She slams it into furniture near Joe and Amber.
She's not! She's my wife! And I love her. I mean, she's everything to me.
Zara continues swinging the poker, causing destruction. As they try to stay out of her way, she comes close to hitting Amber. Zara has Amber cornered. She raises the poker above her head, ready to bring it down on Amber, who crouches in fear, hands out to protect herself. Seamus manages to steady his gun hand with his other hand. He aims the gun at Zara.
Zara, drop it.
Zara!
Vicky
No!
jumps in front of Zara.
Don't shoot, Seamus. This is all my fault.
Get out of the way, Vicky.
Zara, there is no Fredinia preceptor. I made it up. I'm the one you should be angry with.
What are you saying?
Antares Awaits? The Zementia revelations? None of it's real.
No.
It's fiction. I'm a writer. The Book of It Never App? It's just a story. That's all.
No. Some force is making you say this.
I'm sorry I deceived you.
I don't believe you.
It's true. It was a con. That's all. So you see, Amber can't be a Hegemist because there's no such thing.
Zara moves towards her threateningly. Vicky motions to Seamus to wait.
Hegemists don't exist?
No,
The cerebral vortex?
all in my head.
3 levels of spiritual amplitude.
Oh, come on, Zara. Think about it. The 3 levels of amplitude are do, re, mi, huh?
You lied to me?
I made up a story. If you want to call that a lie...
Zara, furious, swings at Vicky. Vicky jumps out of the way just in time, but another piece of furniture gets dented or damaged.
Zara, drop it!
Zara keeps swinging the poker violently in the direction of Vicky. Vicky, for her part, stays between Zara and Seamus so that he can't shoot Zara.
Zara, please, down the poker, or somebody's going to get hurt here. And I'm afraid it's going to be you. And I care about you. I really do.
Put it down.
There's no It Never app?
It was all just science fiction.
Zara and Vicky keep moving, with Vicky trying to stay out of her reach.
I'm sorry, Zara. I didn't mean to do any harm. I just got caught up in it. Please, down the poker. Because if you don't, Seamus is going to have to shoot you. And I don't want you to get hurt. And Zara, it'll ruin him. Because Seamus knows that you're just a lost soul. I don't want him to have that on his conscience because he's the best man I've ever known. He's much too good for me. I know that. And if he shoots you, it'll be all my fault. Please, put it down.
Zara drops the poker, runs from the room. Vicky goes to Seamus.
Seamus, there's nothing going on between Joe and me. Nothing.
Seamus grabs Vicky, dips her as in a dance, and kisses her.
I believe you. Gotta go.
Seamus exits, running.
Amber, Vicky and I are not involved.
So you caused all this trouble for nothing?
Like I said, karma can be cruel.
Yeah? Well, she got a little help from you, didn't she? You just didn't screw me over by this address out there. Seamus will probably have to move too. He didn't deserve that.
He should have known what he was getting into.
Amber, just let it go.
What's that smell?
Is that smoke?
Joe runs off stage, comes quickly back.
The Jag is on fire! You can really see it out that one window.
Not the Jag! Zara!
Hello? Yes, we need the fire department.
Joe exits quickly through the external door. Amber and Vicky look off stage towards the window.
Wow, look at all those cop cars.
Oh, there's Seamus. Chasing Zara. Man, she's fast.
She's getting away.
Look at the Jaguar. I guess you think it's just what I deserve. For this whole thing to go up into smoke.
The good news is you can get back to your writing now. Your real writing.
Huh? Yeah. Back to being a failure.
Back to doing what you're supposed to be doing with your life.
Be quiet.
I'm not supposed to be quiet. I'm the little voice in your head that talks sense to you.
Yeah, well, you can stop anytime.
Who are you talking to?
Oh, the little voice in my head that talks sense to me. I was ignoring her for a while. Big mistake. She warned me that I was playing with fire with this Antares Awaits business. Playing with fire.
Well, I'm gonna go join my husband.
You do that.
I sincerely hope I never see you again.
Same.
Amber starts to exit, stops, and turns back.
There is something else. I can't believe I'm telling you this. There was a voicemail for you on your cell phone. I heard it. Zara deleted it.
So?
It was from a literary agent. She wants to represent you. Something about a novel you wrote. Palm tree.
Pipe dreams? Palm tree pipe dreams? What? Oh my god! An agent? An agent wants to... What? Why would Zara do that?
She probably didn't want you to be distracted, after all. In her mind, the Ferdina Preceptor has to focus on being a god.
When was this? Maybe it's too late. I didn't call her back. She'll think I'm not interested. Can I retrieve a deleted message? I don't even know how. Zara is my IT department. Oh, no.
Her name was Lynn Meyerson from Meyerson and Haupt Literary Agency. I'm sure you can find her contact information online.
Yes, it's the internet.
Amber looks out the window.
I'm gonna go down and watch the fire with Joe. Wish I had some marshmallows to roast.
Amber starts to exit.
Hey, Amber, why? Why tell me about the agent? Well, thanks.
You have a phone call to make.
I have a phone call to make.
I was just muted. Sorry. Hi, everybody. That was our show. Thank you so much to all of you for coming out tonight. It was a huge success. There's so much work put into this, and I am so unbelievably proud of everybody that was a part of this project. This is the last show that I will be producing with the Royal Players, along with a lot of amazing, incredible seniors that are in this group and in this college. So, to any seniors that are graduating, to anybody else that's graduating out there, congratulations. To the members of our cast, production team, organization, and writer of the show, thank you so much for your creativity, honesty, and hard work. And to anybody else in the audience, thank you for joining us tonight. And don't be afraid to try something new, because when you take chances, you can do amazing things. And joining this organization was the greatest chance I was ever given. Thank you so much. Come on out, everybody, and say goodbye. Bye. Trying to end the call.